We are often taught that the Vedas are Apaurusheya, authorless, eternal, and uncreated. We are told that the great Rishis, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, Atri, were merely seers, passive vessels who heard the cosmic sound vibrating in the ether and simply repeated what they heard. To say otherwise, we are warned, is to diminish the sanctity of the Veda. But I have a question. Have we ever actually asked the Rishis? If you open this book, if you truly read the Rig Veda, you will find that the Rishis do not describe themselves as passive receivers. They do not say, I heard this. They say, I made this. They describe the act of creating a mantra not as a mystical download, but as an act of skilled craftsmanship, of labor, and of intellect. There is clear, undeniable evidence in the text itself that the mantras were composed. Consider the metaphor of the chariot. In the Vedic age, the carpenter was a highly respected figure, a technician who bent wood to his will. The Rishis repeatedly compare their poetry to this craft. Look at Rig Veda Mandala 1, Hymn 113, verse 6. The Rishi Apaurusheya speaks to Indra. He does not say, I heard this hymn. He says,
Imante vacha vasuyante aivoratanna dhiraswapa takshishu.
Desiring wealth, men have fashioned in Hen 130, verse 6, the Rishi Apaurusheya speaks to Indra. The verb used is taksha, to chisel, to cut, to fashion wood. A chariot does not fall from the sky. It is built so too, the Rishi says, is the hymn. We see this again in Mandala 5, Hymn 2, verse 11, attributed to the young Rishi Kumara Atreya. He speaks to Agni. With pride in his new creation, he owns the work. Etante stomam tu vijata viproratanna dhira swapa ataksham. I, a wise poet, have fashioned this hymn for you, O Agni, as a skilled craftsman fashions a chariot. It is not just carpentry. They speak of generating or birthing prayers using their mind in Mandala 5, Hymn 29, verse 15. The text says,
Indra Brahmani Janayanta Vipraha.
The word Jan means to give birth. To produce, the poets are the parents of the poem. They claim ownership. Furthermore, the Rishis were obsessed with the idea of newness. If the Veda was one eternal block of sound, how could there be a new hymn? Yet, the Rishis constantly tell the gods they are offering something fresh. In Mandala 2, Hymn 35, verse 2, the Rishi describes carving the poem out of his own heart.
Iman swasme hirasutashtam mantram vocema kuvitasya vedat.
Let us voice for him this mantra, well-fashioned, out of the heart. Perhaps he will take notice of it. The evidence suggests that a Rishi was not just a recording device. A Rishi was a poet-craftsman. They struggled with meter. They searched for the perfect metaphor. They yoked words together like horses to a cart. They put their personal history, their clan's desires, and their specific historical context into the verse. So, where does this leave us today? If the Veda was a frozen, eternal monologue, then our duty would only be to repeat it. But if the Veda is a record of human sages engaging with the divine through the labor of poetry, then the tradition is not a statue. It is a river. If Vashishta could fashion a new hymn for Varuna in the 2nd millennium BC, why can we not fashion a new hymn for Varuna today? The gods have not changed, the desire to praise them has not vanished. The Rig Veda does not prohibit new compositions. In fact, it celebrates them. It implies that the gods like new songs. They want to hear our voices, our distinct contexts, fashioned with our intellect. Therefore, let us not be afraid to speak to the gods in our own tongue. Let us write new suktas. Let us be the carpenters of our own prayer. The Rishis showed us the way, not just to listen, but to create.